Hey everybody, it's Ben, and I'm back once again with another video for you guys. Today I'm going to give you my quick thoughts on Aquaman, issue 1 and issue 2 from DC's Rebirth, written by Dan Abnett, illustrated by Brad Walker, Scott Eaton, coloured by Andrew Hennessy, and Wayne Foucher. I hope I'm pronouncing the last name right. If I'm not, I apologise. So the story starts out with Aquaman and Mera preparing for a big day whereby Aquaman is unveiling and opening a Atlantic embassy in Massachusetts in an attempt to bring the relationships and the people of the surface and Atlantis together, and in an attempt to obviously bridge the gap between the surface dwellers and Atlanteans, and in the long term or in the long run, to allay any concerns or any misgivings or fearfulness of the unknown, and a fearfulness that the people of the surface world, or the people of Earth, I should say, have towards Atlantis, especially considering there's a reference in here to the ramifications that happened during the Son of Atlantis storyline, where Aquaman's brother, who you can see on the cover, Orm, invaded the surface world and laid waste to many cities, and ever since then, the people of Earth in general have had a mistrust and a fearfulness of Atlantis ever since. So this is Aquaman's sort of long-term goal, to essentially bridge the two worlds together and to get Atlantis back to where it should be, whereby, the Atlanteans and the surface world, or the surface people, should coexist peacefully rather than living in fear of the other. Unfortunately, the embassy is infiltrated by Aquaman's long-standing nemesis, Black Manta, who has proceeded to plant explosive charges all over the embassy. The embassy seemingly then blows up. There's actually a really cool moment for the character of Mera, where she actually stops essentially a mini tidal wave from flooding the embassy, and thereby essentially drowning and killing all of the guests and the media personnel. She actually holds off the tidal wave just long enough for the King's Guard to essentially get the civilians to safety, and for Aquaman to go after Black Manta. So that was a really cool moment for the character of Mera. The issues actually showcase a really genuine and a really loving relationship between Aquaman and Mera, which I really enjoyed. It's actually reminiscent of the old relationship in the pre-New 52 of Aquaman and Mera. Apologies for the glare, guys, in advance. So issue 2 picks up right after the climax of issue 1, which is essentially the start of a fight scene between Aquaman and Black Manta. There's a the fight scene in this is actually really well done, and all the while, Aquaman is explaining to and trying to not so much make peace with Black Manta, but he's actually trying to dissuade his arch nemesis and longtime rival against this quest, or this vendetta of revenge. He even says that, without the death of Black Manta's father, he wouldn't have become Aquaman in the first place. So essentially, that mistake made him the man that he is today. But at the same time, he also acknowledges the fact that he's actually reconciled with this mistake. The fact that if the mistake hadn't happened, he wouldn't have become Aquaman, and the young man who actually killed Black Manta's father wasn't ready for the roles of responsibilities of essentially, being a monarch, being a ruler of a people, being a king, and, accepting any responsibility really whatsoever. So in essence, this incident, shaped him as a person, but also at the same time, it also taught him the fact that actions do have consequences, the fact that, the incident actually, taught him lessons of responsibility and about control, and actually he even argues with Black Manta, outside of this quest for revenge and this quest to kill me, what life, what meaning and what purpose does your life actually have? And he even tells him, the fact that, you could kill me in many different ways, but which way would actually satisfy you the most and actually sate your being at the end, when you've actually fulfilled your lifelong goal to actually kill me and actually get revenge on me. And he even argues with him that outside of this quest for revenge, you're an empty person. You're just a shell of a man that is driven by one sole purpose. And that's the thing with revenge, is that it's an easy thing to achieve, but at the end it's not really all that fulfilling at the end, and you're left with this just feeling of emptiness and loss and regret at the fact that you've let revenge and vengeance cloud your judgment and your actions for so long. You don't know any better. So this actually he successfully convinces Black Manta that without me and without my death being the catalyst for your revenge, you know you're just an empty shell of a man with no drive, no motivation, no sense of purpose, or you know joyfulness in your life whatsoever. So that was a really, really well done scene on the part of Dan Abnett and Scott Eaton. Artistically, I actually think I prefer Scott Eaton's artwork from a aesthetic perspective, just from a personal standpoint. The action in this particular issue was really, really well done. There's actually a really cool scene in the next issue, which I'll talk about shortly, which will be a separate video, which will be my thoughts on issue 3. But anyway, this actually, when Aquaman successfully, talks Black Manta down, this actually gives him the opportunity to knock him out and then actually be taken captive by the authorities. Overall, I thought these issues were both, really well written and really well illustrated. Really enjoyable to read, actually. Definitely interested to see where the story goes, and I will shortly be filming my thoughts on issue 3 right after this. As always, thank you everybody for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. As always, please feel free to leave a comment below in the comment section. Rate the video up or down, and if it's your first time viewing one of my videos, by all means please feel free to subscribe. And until next time, this is Gambit896 signing off, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.